Okay, it says I'm on screen now, so you know how it is. Setting up this Rumble video, making sure it's recording. You know, if y'all like the studio quality, go check it out on Rumble every Super Saturday. We also on our TWP Rumble with the Super Saturdays because you know Rumble like videos, so I record that video for Rumble. Shouts out to the Rumble link down in the description, right? Right. Anyways, welcome back, hot dogs and donuts. Y'all know it's Super Saturday, and I'm always up and ready to go nuts. So, hell, boom, there you go. Zoom it out a little bit. Make sure the full screen's in there. Y'all know we got some Dragon Ball videos to review and talk about today. And I'm only gonna hold y'all up for a little bit. I ain't gonna make it a long one. We gonna get in and get out, right? A good robbery goes that way sometimes. You gotta be in and out. If you don't know how to stay getting in and getting out, get you a consultation because we'll show you how to do this, son. I don't really like that clip, but hell, the Monkey King with Jackie Chan and Jet Li, I might have to check out that movie.
Boy, don't make me come up there and be a parent.
First time for everything!
Whoa, wow, Vegeta, you're not gonna stab there and take
I love the wandering eye. Wait, what? The shot take there.
Why is he doing that?
Oh.
Wait, but there's Krillin. Does he have the... No. But why? Why? Krillin, Chris, remote. Perfect, Chris. 20 hours. What the hell is wrong with you?
Oh, hey, it's Trunks!
I love that. What the hell is wrong with you? That has so much vitriol and hatred behind it.
The utter disbelief.
You have to understand, I recorded that so many times to get the most amount of just offended, enraged.
It's the word wrong.
Indignancy.
You actually drag out the... Where's the voice
What
plate?
the hell is wrong with you? Oh, I love playing angry Trunks. It doesn't happen
His
too
entire world has crumbled, and I think that was the last straw.
Yeah, that feels like it was probably the last one.
I mean, you come to save the past, and everybody in the past is unsavable. Krillin's like, nah, that's gonna be my girlfriend. Nigga, this bitch is crazy. But yeah, go ahead, risk your life.
So, you find yourself on the Unrelent Gaming channel. How fortunate for you. I, Lord Frieza, will spare your life as long as you subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, don't forget to become a member of Unrelent Gaming's Patreon for tons of exclusive content to early access media and much more. Do it now, or else.
Well, this is going to rather be an extremely interesting moment coming up here between us involving Lord Beerus and Vegeta. And although, while I expect nothing less from either one of them as their training continues, then I, perhaps more than anyone, am eager to see what Lord Beerus truly intends to awaken within Vegeta as he will be tested in body, mind, and instinct. Because whatever emerges on the other side for Vegeta may be something that is far closer to a true destroyer than anyone may expect for it to be.
Well, I did make that. You put it so. It did make it look better.
As our story now
care about
continues,
how it looks.
following the initial battle being waged within Universe 7, featuring both Beerus and Mastered Ultra Ego Vegeta during the middle of their training session, it was only just upon with an agitated Beerus being shown having to address Vegeta below before initially having to go and make his move was when Beerus went on to then quickly respond. Now, although I have given you enough charity by commending you on your efforts in lasting as long as you did here against me, especially with how much you've grown since the days of when I first decided to go and take you as my students, which you and I both know is but a rare case for any destroyer to go and do. However, Beerus continues, do not go and confuse my acknowledgement of your skills and power as approval here, because I'm not simply praising your abilities, Saiyan, but I am in fact measuring you as well. And so don't go and think about blinking while you're down there, Beerus continues, because the second you go on to drop your focus here against me will be the very moment where you will go on to learn what it truly means to be outclassed by a sitting god of destruction, Vegeta. And so now that you are far beyond the stage and having me go and treat you like some kind of an ordinary student and more on par with the respect given to a sitting god of destruction, understand that while the Council of the Gods may have went and had approved of you once before, Beerus says, here on my planet, however, under my careful judgment, none of that matters, because what truly matters is whether or not you can survive. Because the very essence of acceptance is the difference between the pain that breaks you and the pain that forges you, and so I want to see on just how much you can take. And don't go and assume for this to be the full extent of what it is that I plan on having to put you through here either, because if you are strong enough to actually go and endure, Beerus went on to then spawn several Hakai blasts before having to be shown launching one down, then what will follow after will be something that I promise that I will most definitely enjoy, Saiyan. And so now, how do you wish to go and respond? Because you better go and think of something fast here, otherwise you are going to regret it not having to take any action sooner. But then, it was only just upon with Mastered Ultra Ego Vegeta being shown having to grab onto one of Beerus' Hakai balls before having to be shown crushing it was when Vegeta went on to then quickly respond, well, if you truly wish to go and make a real impact here against me, Lord Beerus, then you'll need to go and send far more than just a single destructive energy attack if you hope to truly do some damage on me. But even now, since I've been around long enough and had trained with you for quite some time and having to reach such levels of power when stacked up and compared to your very own, I've seen through your arsenal, and familiarity breeds not contempt but utter dominance on my part, as you can clearly begin to see here, Lord Beerus. Your arrogance will become your greatest detriment here against me, Saiyan, and so now let's just see on how many of these your power is able to go and and stand up against, and you better not disappoint me and pay very close attention. But it was only just as Vegeta had used his wall of destruction and having to shield him from Beerus' attacks, so Vegeta went on to then quickly respond. I see, so his attacks are becoming heavier by the second, but as long as I'm able to go and forge this wall of destruction, then there's still enough time for me to go and wait. So, but of course, Vegeta went on to then suddenly turn around by responding. He's going to go and try to use these in hope of getting the chance to blindside me from behind my wall of destruction, but I'm not letting him, Vegeta says. And now that I can see that he's trying to go and circle his attacks around my technique in hopes of having to go and reach me, these attempts of having to go and exploit my weaknesses in battle isn't going to work, since I already knew that you would go and try this, Lord Beerus. But then, it was suddenly from above Vegeta, as Vegeta had gone as far as to notice a massive energy ball having to now make its way right down towards the circle in which Vegeta had now surrounded himself behind the wall of destruction, was when Beerus went on to then quickly shout, "Now don't say that I never had went and warned you when I said that you should never go and take your eyes off of me, Vegeta." Oh no you don't, because the harder it is that you will go and try to push by using your divine might in hopes of having to go and try to crush me, then the harder I will push back in my retaliation here against you, God of Destruction. To which, as Vegeta's attack was then shown having to break through Beerus's, was when Beerus went on to then quickly respond, "Of course you would, for you have grown very skilled in the areas of using the essence of destruction here against me, Vegeta. But let us not go and forget about who it was that had taught you on how to wield such destructive power like this to begin with, Saiyan. But nevertheless, I am not here to go and survive your attacks." Beerus continues upon being shown pushing Vegeta's attack back down, and that is simply because what I do next is going to go on to remind you as to why I sit on the throne of destruction within this universe, whether you are stronger than me or not, Vegeta. As if you think that I haven't already noticed, but since you don't appear to be paying close enough attention, Beerus says, then allow for me to go and gladly give you a reminder on exactly why you should always focus and never take your eyes off of your opponent, Saiyan. To which it was only just then within these very moments now, as Beerus was shown in having to redirect Vegeta's own attack right back at him and having to now be shown making direct contact, was when Beerus went on to then quickly continue, "There we are, and so now that ought to show you, especially since I had already told you about never losing your focus in this battle, because the more you lose focus and not thinking about destroying your opponents, then the likely the chances are that you won't get very far within this tournament, no matter how strong you may have gotten since the last time that it was that you had used this power of yours, Saiyan." But then, it was only from out of nowhere through the smoke, with Vegeta now being shown once again intact and having to make his way towards Beerus and punching him in the stomach, was when Vegeta went on to then quickly shout, "And that is exactly where you couldn't go and be any more wrong about what the outcome of this upcoming tournament is going to be like, God of Destruction. And that is simply because it'll be I who will emerge as its last warrior standing, whether I would have to go and face you in order to get there or not, because one way or another," Vegeta continues, "I vow to go and bulldoze through every single fighter that the Omni Kings will go on to summon, from the lowliest warriors to the most exalted destroyers such as yourself, and even both Kakarot along with the 5 strongest in the multiverse. No one will stop me, and that's how it's going to remain." "And what if you're wrong?" Saiyan Beerus questions by retaliating and being shown punching Vegeta in the face. "What if you're if Saiyan pride winds up in having to blind you from winning, since you already appear to be relying on it too far and too often, which is why I ask as to how you know that you're not wrong." But with Vegeta now being shown having to retaliate with an attack of his own, by no means was Vegeta looking to waste any opportunity here against Beerus before having to advance, as Vegeta went on to then quickly respond, "What if I'm wrong? I am never wrong when it comes to what it is that I know about my potential, and just like every other scenario before this, the very essence of pride itself is what drives a warrior into becoming far greater than those who lack it, and so you should try by fighting and using you, because the end result of this battle should already be more than evidence, Destroyer, as I will go on to adapt to my enemies and obliterate them all, no matter how many of them there are to go and be placed in front of my path to victory, and if I am the epitome of the student that you so desperately desire, Vegeta continues, then understand that it'll be I who will go and proclaim my victory over the Omniverse, and if that ultimately means that I will need to go through you in order to get there, then that is exactly what I'm going to go and do. To which it was only within these very moments now, with Vegeta being shown having to now double axe handle Beerus right back down to the ground before having to descend below and addressing him, was when the Oracle Fish went on to then chime in by responding, "My word, it feels as though the entire universe is shaking from Vegeta's battle with Lord Beerus out there," which is also exactly as to why I should have went and stuck around with Whis and Goku, because these two are going to end up in having to destroy everything if this continues, with Vegeta now being shown having to address Beerus by responding, "Now while I have no doubt that if I never had went and evolved my Ultra Ego into reaching the levels of power that I've shown him having to use here against you today, then with all due respect, but I have no doubt that if that was the case, you would have more than likely had beaten me the
What up,
moment
big
our
homie?
training
Appreciate
here
you
had
stopping by and saying hi.
So, if it were not for you, then I wouldn't go and be where I am, and that much I
Y'all
have
done go
to
check
thank
him out
you
on all
for.
50 of his
However,
YouTube
Vegeta
channels.
adds, if
He
this
ain't
is
at
going to
50
be
yet.
any indication
Make
of
sure he
what
stay
we
on
can
his
go and
game, right?
expect for this upcoming tournament, then I think it's safe to say that I will not be going down as easily as one may assume that I would, which is exactly as to why I am still standing, and with all due respect, you are not, Lord Beerus, with Beerus responding, "I wouldn't go and get too far ahead of myself here if I were you, because what makes this upcoming tournament so special is knowing on how unpredictable it can be." But it was only just upon with Vegeta being shown getting closer, as Beerus had attempted in having to chop him, with Vegeta being shown grabbing onto his arm, was when Vegeta went on to then quickly respond, "If you're worried about admitting that you have long been surpassed, then there's no shame to go and simply just say it, because so as long as I remain within this form of mine, you won't win, Lord Beerus. But even if this proves to be true, then I won't go on to mock you for it, since I understand pride better than most beings alive ever could. But if there is something that you are keeping from me, then you are not acting like a teacher, but instead you are acting like a gatekeeper," Vegeta says. And as I didn't go and have to come this far just to go and simply reach a dead end here, because since I already am made very well aware of what it is that you are trying to do, time is of the essence here, Vegeta continues. Now while I've been on the receiving end of these enough times to know on exactly when you're actually trying here against me, I can't help but begin to now wonder on if there's something more to my training that you have yet to go and show me, Lord Beerus. Because if you are in fact actually keeping something from me, and if there is a truth about destruction that you haven't went and put on the table, Vegeta continues, then I demand for you to go and reveal it to me right now, because I can already tell that you're up to something. With Beerus responding, "You've got some nerve by going and turning the tables against me like that the way you did, but now you listen, and you listen good here," Saiyan Beerus adds, "because everything that I had went and put you through was done with purpose, mortal, and now that I can see as to what needs to go and be done here, you should go and do yourself the favor by hearing as to what it is that I am about to go and offer you here, because opportunities like these don't come around too often for you and your mortal kind, because what it is that I'm about to go and offer you will be something that no other mortal had ever been given the privilege to ever go and achieve, but since you are the exception to many of the rules, and especially when given that you are directly learning and honing your strength under my learning tree," Beerus continues, while also being given the approval by the other gods of destruction and being worthy in wielding such destructive power to begin with, then you will simply go and know your place among the heavens and prepare for what it is that I am about to go and make you experience here, because I am going to go and take you into the very place where the heart of destruction itself remains, which is a realm where the gods themselves are not only bred and battle-hardened for the eternal wars which maintain cosmic balance throughout the multiverse, Vegeta, but understand that you will not be spared, nor will you go and be shown any mercy upon having to go and enter into such a world, because there we will go and see on just how great you truly are once we go and start to put you through the absolute worst experience that your mortal capabilities have ever come to face, dare I even say, and having it be just as brutal as your battle was with Frieza and his brother after having to go and use fusion and evolving themselves. And so for your sake, Saiyan, you better go and be ready, because if you are rejected by the very realm itself, Beerus went on to then smirk by responding, then you may may never go and enter into such a world like that ever again, and so I hope that you are ready for what I want to go and intend on putting you through, Vegeta, because I can assure you that it'll be worth it. And so now, what do you say? Do you wish for us to go and continue? Do you believe that you have reached your limits by wanting to go and stop here? With Vegeta responding, and as if the answer wasn't already obvious enough if it hasn't by now, but since you appear to look extremely determined in having my training for this upcoming tournament being what I will need to go and undergo if I intend on having to go in all the way by winning in the end, then go ahead and lead the way, as I will follow your lead in having you go and take me into this destroyer realm so that we may go and resume from where you and I had left off here, Lord Beerus. With Beerus responding, good, I expected as much from someone like yourself, so I had already knew that you wouldn't go and settle for anything less than to go and continue to strive to become greater than how you are right now. But alright then, right this way now, Vegeta, for you should consider this moment as an honor of the highest order, Beerus continues, because you are about to go and be the first ever mortal to ever go and enter into the realm of the gods by a way of a sitting god of destruction, and since your training will only go and continue to be elevated that much more upon your entry within our realm, Beerus continues, then I just want for you to simply know that we aren't going to be leaving this place until all 3 stages of your omniversal training here with me is successfully completed, and so now follow me. But then, it was only just as the Oracle Fish was then beginning to address Vegeta just before Vegeta was shown in having to follow Beerus was when the Oracle Fish went on to then quickly respond, well actually before you go, I just want for you to simply listen to what it is that I have to tell you here, Vegeta, because, well, although I know that I'm just a fish, knowing that you may not even care about what it is that I have to say here because I'm small and float and say some really ominous things sometimes when I need to, but, well, I'm still the Oracle Fish, and I just wanted to go and say that you should really strongly consider having to go and follow Lord Beerus inside of that realm, the Oracle Fish continues, and that is simply because the Destroyer realm itself isn't just a place where you will simply go and pay a visit, but instead, it is a place where you will need to go and find a way to survive, Vegeta, for it is a hostile realm where it doesn't care about who you are, what you have done, or what you are fighting to protect, but instead it is a place where it only cares about whether or not you can endure its brutal nature or not, the Oracle Fish says. But unless you truly go and choose to want to go through with this, and if you really do believe that you can survive and complete this task that Lord Beerus is offering to go and give you, then may you go off and do your best and hopefully come back in one piece. But it was just as Vegeta was beginning to approach the Oracle Fish was when Vegeta went on to then quickly address the Oracle Fish by responding, and here you think that this is supposed to go and do what? Scare me, fish? Because maybe you haven't went on to go and realize it by now, but I didn't go and crawl my way out of the depths of hell by facing off against gods, tyrants, Saiyans, androids, and monsters alike just to go and be told that danger lies ahead, because maybe perhaps you haven't noticed by now, but I actually welcome this challenge far more than you might even come to realize, fish, and that is exactly why I have no fear, Vegeta says, as I was born into a race that treats death like a price tag, and from an early age I knew that in order to go and become the absolute best, then the concept of death itself had to be embraced, Vegeta adds.
And see, this is why I like
I
whenever
stared into the abyss.
this is why I like whenever Alex does get in his bag. He said, "Boy, my race treats death like a price tag, meaning if we feel like paying it, we will splurge." God damn! I mean, those are bars right there. You know, shout out to the homie. He probably live on this bars channel also, because that's what Vegeta was dropping, straight bars. And man said, "I woke up for this. What the fuck you mean? It's Super Saturday. Hell, we trying to destroy and fuck up everything out here in this Dragon Ball shit. Hell, we trying to put y'all on game."
More times than you have had visions, died at the hands of blood-hungry monsters, humiliated and broken, beaten and embarrassed, and every single time after such setbacks had occurred, Vegeta continues, I returned stronger and far more dangerous than ever before, which is exactly as to why I stand ready to go and undergo whatever Lord Beerus has waiting for me, and because of this, don't you ever dare go and speak to me as if the brink of death itself is some kind of a forbidden cliff that I have yet to go and approach, because I have lived on that very cliff all throughout my entire life, where I had to build my strength upon its very edge, and I will gladly go and do it again if that is what I will need to go and do. And now that you are able to go and fully understand, tread carefully with your words, little fish, because my destructive fury mirrors that of Beerus's very own, which you yourself are already made very well aware of by now, and since you do, you still go and choose to warn me of such dangers, but my aim is to not only go and use this as a way to go and further evolve my strength into reaching new heights that go far beyond any known mortal's ability to go and achieve, but my aim is to also go and win this upcoming tournament, and I won't allow for anyone, not Kakarot, the 5 strongest, or anyone else for that matter, to go and take that away from me. But while you appear to go and have quite a few things to say for someone who is watching from a distance and warning me of the coming threat that Lord Beerus intends for me to go and face, since you and I had never truly had the chance to actually go and speak face to face like this, Vegeta continues, as small and as pathetic as you are, I appreciate your words of wisdom, but understand that I do not need them, Vegeta continues upon surprisingly being shown patting the Oracle fish on the head, and that is simply because whatever happens to me upon my entry into this so-called destroyer realm, then I intend on having it sway in my favor when it's all said and done, Vegeta continues. And so in the meantime, while I go and take my leave and having to go and follow Lord Beerus into wherever it is that he plans on going and bringing me into, worry more about making sure to not go and leave this place unattended while we're gone, as I plan on returning back onto this world far stronger than how it is that I am shown when going into this realm, so try not to go and screw things up while we're away. To which, as the Oracle Fish was then shown in having to oversee Vegeta follow Lord Beerus, was when the Oracle Fish went on to then quickly respond, "Goodness, these Saiyans have completely lost their minds, especially with this one. But since I was able to go and take a good hard look and having to see that fire that burns within those eyes of his," the Oracle Fish continues, "and I sure do hope that Vegeta will be ready, because if Lord Beerus had to go through this when he first was appointed in becoming a destroyer, well then let's just hope that Vegeta can too." So it's only right then and there now, during that moment, for the Beyond Dragon Ball Super Legacy of the Omniverse, the official top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse sequel, manga chapter number 20 special, then comes to a close.
Well, actually, I'll go ahead and take it from here, as I do want to go as far as to address something very important with our dear viewers at the moment. As before I go and give you the following information, if you aren't already a member of Unreal's Patreon community, then you are truly missing out on so much without you even knowing, because not only is the next episode already on the page, but if you want to support all of the manga content that you see and gain access to tons of exclusives along the way that range from a variety of different things, then we do encourage for you all to become members of our Patreon community today, for we will link everything down within the description box below and pinned comment section as well. Now I will go as far as to say that although with Vegeta having to prove his worth by not only enduring Lord Beerus's onslaught for the time being, but by also watching him push right through them with ease, it would appear as though Lord Beerus now looks to be going all out with where he intends of bringing Vegeta into, because now that Lord Beerus looks to be bringing Vegeta into the realm where the gods of destruction dwell, in thus having to look to finish off Vegeta's 2-month training within the realm of the gods, you do not want to go and miss out on what is about to happen coming up next. So we hope that you all enjoyed today's video, and before you leave, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up by smashing that like button on your way out, as well as also subscribing to Unreal and Gaming's channel for tons of new Dragon Ball content. So with that, we thank you all so much for watching, as we'll be seeing you all again for the next one.
Now, I know it might be weird, maybe even a little bit sus, but just trust me, okay? Just shove it in your mouth, Catman.
Say what now? I will do no such thing, Talking Bug Man, but what I will do is encourage you all to subscribe to Unrelent Gaming for the latest Dragon Ball content. And while you're at it, make sure to like the video. Also, don't forget to become a member of Unrelent Gaming's Patreon community for more exclusive content, early access, and much, much more. Do it now, or I'll destroy your planet, along with every taco.
Hey, don't just waste the goddamn thing. Pass it here.
Aren't you the busy woman?
Come check it out. It's a Blutz wave generator.
Lux wave generator. What's it for?
It's for you, silly. To help you transform to Super Saiyan 4.
What? Are you serious? This device can help me become a Super Saiyan 4?
After that, you might even reach Super Saiyan 5.
Super Saiyan 5? Are you serious? You really believe that I can surpass Kakarot?
You are the Prince of all Saiyans, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
That's why he married Bulma, right? Not only is she rich, she's smart. That's a good combo to choose right there, by the way.
Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the garden, by the door, in the bed.
Of course, y'all know to go check out beats like this from the big homie at DJ Is over here on YouTube Music, Spotify, and anywhere you search for music. He already got you loaded up, right?
Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the garden, by the door, in the bedroom, on the floor. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the middle of the night, I'm gonna be there till the morning light.
Of course, I'm a dab with you on my way up out of here, right?
Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the garden, by the